Welcome everyone to the 2019 U.S. Open Championships. This is the second women's semifinal, looking at Paola Longoria, the world #1, and her opponent, somebody that can definitely beat her and has beaten her recently, Montse Mejia on the right. My name's Tim Baghurst. I'm joined for this great semifinal. Bradley Rogers, thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here and to get to call a match like this. I mean, kind of a dream come true for me.
Oh, we made your dream come true.
One of my dreams to come true was to be at the U.S. Open. Now to get to be a part of a broadcast, can't thank you guys enough. And very excited for the match. You know, Montse, I kind of look at her maybe like Conrado, 15 seed. He's not a 15 seed. She's probably shouldn't be the 12 seed, but that's how it goes when you don't play every stop. So maybe an upset, but I think Paola, with the experience on this court, it's going to be very, very tough.
Well, that's a great point, and you can see Mejia entering the court. This is a big moment for her. She was on this court last night in doubles, winning, by the way. She'll be in action later in the final against, guess who? Paola Longoria. So they're going to be facing each other twice today. But this, as you said, has been Longoria's court. She's owned it. She is seeking her 10th, I repeat, 10th title this weekend. And we'll see if she can do it. And I think Mejia can certainly be a spoiler in that situation. She's young, but she's also shown that she's very composed and calm and can cause the upset.
Yeah, I think that speaks a lot to the coaching out of Mexico. Obviously, Paola's from Mexico as well. Just well coached. They have the sports psyches to keep them calm in situations like this. You know, just like Paola and Kane, you know, this is their home. This is their home. This is where they expect to be, and I look to that being a huge advantage. I think for Mejia to have a chance, she's got to come out and maybe get a lead because if she gets down quickly, it's going to be hard for her to come back just because of Paola's experience with the glass. You know, there's a lot of people out there today. There's a lot of things to look at. So if you lose focus for one split second on here, you could find yourself in a big hole early.
That's absolutely right. Mejia, though, has played a lot of junior world championships in big moments and is the current two-time junior world champion, taking out Martinez twice. So we know she can play. We'll see whether she can do it on the big screen as you see these two lining up. You can see matching up perfectly. Mejia on the right side, Longoria on the left. So our official for this match is Rodriguez, the official LPRT official. That came out wrong. The official official.
Well, it is officially the U.S. Open, and so you know, I can't wait for this thing to get started and see the youngster just see how she handles this opportunity, because that's what it is. I mean, I think this is her first semifinal on this stage, the biggest crowd. The biggest stage that she has probably ever been on. So sometimes, you know, you got nothing to lose, and you can just let it all. You can let it all go. Go for the big shots, and maybe get some confidence early.
And it's something I mentioned to one of the players yesterday. The show court can either make you better or it can make you worse. We'll find out which it is. Longoria serving first. It's a loose shot from Mejia. Longoria claims the first point.
And right away you see Mejia missing a ceiling ball there. Could have been the lights. If you're pinned back deep on this court, the first thing that you see is very bright lights right in your eyes.
Great shot, and you hear that from Mejia. She showed a little bit of doubles control by taking a ball early on the left side. Most players wouldn't do that.
I like that. I like to see that. For me, I got a chance to play on this court. The earlier you can take it, the better, because if it gets into that glass, you lose it completely. And you can see her using it on just about every shot.
Replay call, probably the correct call, no argument from the players. 2 line judges in place for the LPRT, so players have 3 lost appeals per game. Reminder, it was a switch to games to 15 at the start of this season. There's a great shot by Longoria down the left side. You'll see, if you can see, her right shoulder heavily taped an arm. She talked about that in an interview earlier this week. She definitely has some issues with it.
Great pass there, using the glass to her advantage. Yeah, I have seen Paola walking around with ice on after every single match, but I mean, let's face it, she's almost in every single final, pretty much every final, every stop. I mean, that's as much racquetball as you can play.
Good pickup from Mejia. Oh, she did it. A little fist pump. She's got all the skills. You could see how far she was off our camera to hit that Boast winner. What a shot, Mejia.
Yeah, I thought that was really impressive that just went for it. Didn't have much else. Sometimes on here, I saw in the last match between the 2 male semifinalists, they were hitting a lot of those boasts. The court plays very true, and so you're not going to get very many funny bounces. So if you can drill one into the side wall, it tends to crack out up front most times.
Good start to this first game. Each player testing the other one out. But Longoria right in the middle of the court. It's where she wants to be.
Yeah, taking control early. One thing I want to mention here, getting to play on this the other night, what I learned is if you start drilling the ball into the corners, it's gone. So
You mean you can't see it?
You can't see it. Yeah, you lose sight of the ball, and that split second that you lose is just, it's enough time to go the wrong way. And so I think what we'll see Longoria start to do here is maybe get Mejia pushed behind her and start really using those corners to her advantage. But a good side out there early.
Well, we saw Longoria serving to the right side more in this first game than I've seen her serve all tournament. And so it's obviously a strategy. And I know Fran Davis was in here earlier, the coach for Longoria, asking for the feed. I want to watch Mejia's match from yesterday. I want to do some scouting. Good coaching.
Very good. Maybe noticed a little hole over there and hoping for some good points early. But as you saw there, that was a pretty awkward angle. Very difficult shot, but the court being so true, the ball dies in the corners, and I think that Longoria's experience on here will just continue to help her hit shots like that. But, you know, Montse's doing good so far, keeping it a 2-1 game. Side out would be big here.
But an ace serve. This time Longoria goes back to what she knows best, which is this drive serve to the left side.
Yeah, and driving down to the right-hand side could have opened that up very easily, even if they're not the best. Maybe Mejia's thinking, okay, she's just going to stay over there, and sure enough, gets the ace.
Mejia appealing for something, but I'm not quite sure what.
Yeah, I didn't see him get tied up or anything like that, but maybe just lost the ball, and why not? Why not give it a try if if you didn't see it, maybe you thought you got screened.
I appeal. What are you appealing? Whatever I can.
I didn't see the ball. Well, a lot of times people don't on this court. Tim, did you notice multiple shots right there, just moving her behind her? She kept her behind her that entire rally and then created an unforced error out of all that movement.
Mejia has really dedicated herself, particularly this season, to training. As a junior, I think she would be the first to say that she didn't put in all the work that she could. But since becoming a college student, she's really put in more work. But she was left flat-footed in that one, as it was an ace serve by Longoria to the left side. You made a great point earlier. Serve right a few times. Now it opens up the left side, and you can see.
Yeah, she was guessing.
Mejia was looking right.
Mm-hmm.
Great serve, Longoria.
Well, and that's the deceptiveness of her serve. I've had the pleasure of actually being on the court with Longoria for a doubles match against her and Samantha, and even if you know it's going over to the left, she contorts her body to make the ball look like it's going right, look like a Z serve, and can pull it across better than most people that I've ever seen. And so it's a key to getting easy points. You were talking about that earlier. You and I were just discussing racquetball in general. Maybe if you can get 3 easy points, save that much energy, it's going to give you that advantage. And I mean, we're at 7-1 here early, which is probably the worst case for Mejia.
Well, it looked like Mejia took a timeout and just wanted to hit some balls before she walked off the court. Let's give you a little bit of information about these two players. Mejia, she hasn't played very much on tour. We talked about it. Why? She's only 19 years old. She just phased out of the juniors. And so it's still a learning experience for her, even just to be on this court against somebody like Longoria. We've talked, though, that she can really compete, right? She's played Longoria. She hasn't beaten Longoria on tour. She's 0-5, but that's not including the Mexican Nationals.
Okay, yeah, right.
And so she has that one win over her. She knows she can do it. She knows she can beat anybody. But as a 19-year-old, sometimes you can be nervous, or sometimes you can play with no fear because, hey, I've got nothing to lose. Let's go for it.
Absolutely, and I think in maybe another situation, maybe another tournament, things might be different. But you know, when Longoria went down in Virginia Beach, all I thought was her mind was focused on one thing: let's get 100 at the U.S. Open. Couldn't be a bigger stage, a more special event, and I think we're just seeing that right now. Maybe a little. Paola is super motivated all the time, very focused, but there's a whole nother level to it. And when you're trying to get your 100th tour victory and it's at the U.S. Open, I think you're going to see a whole nother level of focus.
Great hitting from Mejia in that rally.
Didn't give in. Longoria tracked down a couple balls, but I think Mejia knew that she was in control of that rally, and if she hit enough and hit the right one, it was hers to win and got her back in the box. And I think it's critical at this point in time to get a couple key points. And how about that timeout? A timeout got her right back in the box.
That's a great point. 1 serving 8. Mejia needs to find a serve.
Keeping her on her back foot, keeping Longoria on her back foot, continue to push her back. One thing I want to mention, I've seen it a couple times with Mejia. You know, maybe one of Longoria's weaknesses is returning the drive serve to the forehand. We've seen Salas get her on that, but Salas has one of the best. She's missed a couple and has kind of gotten away with it, but I wouldn't look for that to continue. If she keeps missing that, Longoria's gonna jump all over it.
Let's see what Mejia comes up with for a second serve. Looks like she's changing her mind. We'll have a Z to the left side.
And get it in the glass and see what happens.
And there's the kiss on the sidewall that just slowed everything down.
Yeah, they were jammed up, and I mean, before she hit it, I thought, okay, how's this going to turn out? They both missed 2 shots. Well, I'm just going to flip one and crack one out on purpose.
Snap of the wrist for Mejia. It went to her forehand. She didn't have to move too far. She just guides it cross court for 2 bounces.
Yeah, I haven't seen that work yet. I don't think the serve down the right-hand side. So maybe she knew that was going to happen, and she's really focused on making sure that those returns are better than what she normally does. I think as a professional racquetball player, you're able to do that. But then, as we've seen down the left side, is where Longoria's got most of her success. It's a good pass there. I thought maybe if I'm Mejia, I'm asking for a screen that ball looked pretty close to Longoria's body, but she didn't ask for it, and so put the ball away, your point, take it and go with it.
Very well handled. You saw Longoria running forward. It's sometimes difficult to know what to do in those situations. It's not like you practice that.
Yeah, if you can hit a wide enough angle pass at the right pace, go for it, because your opponent's just sitting back there hoping that you miss-hit it. So go for the hard pass, and if they get it, they get it. But I've seen Mejia now miss multiple ceiling balls, and I'm telling you, looking up at those lights, it's like no other court you've ever seen.
Well, right now, Longoria is just playing textbook racquetball. She's controlling the middle of the point, and you can see Mejia caught very far forward. Why? Because Longoria was up there, and the ball shouldn't be up there. Mejia needs Longoria deep in the back of the court.
Yeah. And there's one to the right side to open it back up. Maybe hit one short on purpose because you haven't won one when you got it in, but every time she's done it, she comes back to the left side 2 times. I almost see a pattern going on, continuing to get her easy points. Wow, that was an incredible shot. I mean, the angle doesn't seem right. Takes a lot of strength.
But we haven't said that too much for Mejia so far. She's been the one chasing the ball.
Going with the Z serve here, and just, Longoria's in control right now. As we talked about, getting down early in the game was probably worst case for Mejia for the nerves, but you never know. She could relax at any time and start rolling balls out.
It's a great serve. Oh, that's terrific from Mejia. Did well to stay in that point. Flick of the wrist, did something positive with it.
Yeah, she was on the defense, and let's see if that's a momentum shifter here. If she can find a serve.
Well, she went to the right. Longoria returned it hard, and Mejia just kind of pushed the ball back rather than stepping and hitting.
Yeah, shouldn't be any pushing on this court unless you know your opponent's.
I think Mejia was asking, was her serves a screen?
Yeah.
And it sounded like whoever she was talking to agreed, and so then why not appeal it? You can.
Yeah, I think she's got 3 left. I don't know if that first appeal
she hasn't
was
used any.
Yeah. And another screen, but they're playing it, so. Yeah, I guess consistency is key. And if you're not calling the screens, got to keep playing.
Well, and the players aren't asking for them while they're playing either. We're not seeing any indication that any of the players are bothered by it. So why would you, if you're an official, call that?
Well, for the returner, it's a setup. They just haven't put it away. There you go. I mean, the last few screens, I guess, are quote unquote what could be screens. The serve returner wasn't able to put the ball away, but it is a setup, and so maybe that's why they're not asking for it. But another missed serve by Mejia, and Longoria got back in the box there.
There's the doubles hands of Mejia. She's got great hands. She's able to control the ball. Sometimes, though, in singles, she doesn't seem to be able to hit it back hard enough. In that instance, she hit it low enough, so it's a side out.
Yeah, and it could be because you have to cover the whole court and not just half. I mean, that always helps.
Excellent shot from Longoria, and she's taking a timeout. Interesting that she would take a timeout when she leads 11-2.
Well, there's been, I think, 3 side outs on her last 3 serves. She probably feels it's a critical time to get some points, so she's going to go talk to Fran. Fran's going to she's going to give her a serve sequence here, and if she can put that together, maybe get 2 more puts her up 13-12, continuing to control. It feels like a little bit of the momentum is on Mejia's side just because she has been able to side her out. She's had Longoria running around the court a little more, and so I think it's actually a great time for a timeout. She has 2 more.
But the issue for me, for Mejia, is I'm getting in the service box. I'm not scoring any points.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've noticed. I don't think she's taking enough time in between points. She's walking up and she's hitting something different every time. One thing that you've actually helped me with in the past in racquetball is get in there and get some consistency with the serve. It's crucial. Rhythm. And I don't see that on her side. On Longoria's side, coupled down the forehand side, worked 3 back into the backhand side, gives her confidence. Mejia's going up there without a plan. They may have had one, but it's hard to execute when you're just trying to figure out how I can get some points. So we'll see what Coach Davis and Longoria had to chat about. See if we notice any kind of sequence here.
Okay, well, here we go. 11 serving 2. These two last met in August in San Luis Potosi at the first pro stop of the season. Longoria winning that one. Undefeated on the LPRT against Mejia. And when you're shooting like that, you're going to stay undefeated. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
She is.
She is. Yeah.
Except
that helps.
Let me correct that. Virginia by the Beach, the last pro stop, she lost in a tiebreaker to Vargas. Hey, by the way, Vargas is waiting tomorrow for the winner of this match. That's going to be a special final.
Hard not to look ahead, but it doesn't look like she is. When you're as experienced as Longoria, you know how to take one match at a time, but you know how bad she wants to get there. One thing, did you notice that she's hit 2 drive Z's to the forehand? First time we've seen that. She's missed a straight in, but that was the first time this match. So that's obviously something they talked about during the timeout.
Well, Mejia says, let me try that serve, and look at how loose it was. And Longoria says, thanks very much. Yeah. I'll take the side out. So let's see if Longoria goes to the right side again.
Yeah, I think we're going to see one to the left, and we might get a step right out of the opponent.
You called it. Let's see. You did indeed. Well done. Mejia wants a replay for I'm not sure what.
Didn't see the ball. Great pass in there. I mean, that whether that's on the glass or cement wall doesn't matter. You're not getting it. Perfect angle.
Well, we're going to have an appeal, but I'm not sure what for. Whatever it was. No, whatever it was, the call stood. So a loss of appeal. Longoria 12 serving 2.
13-2. She got a point there. It was a long rally, so I can understand that.
Diving get from Mejia.
Oh, what a shot.
She
Another
got
great get.
Oh. Look at the soft hands of Paola Longoria.
Incredible. Yeah, that's incredible. She says, thanks for running all over, but I'll go ahead and end this now and probably get you a quick serve while you're taking some deep breaths. If I'm Mejia, I would take a timeout. I mean, you've got try and get some momentum back on.
And you've got one. It's game point number 1 for Longoria.
Yeah.
Set up. Skip ball. Not often do we say that about Longoria.
Yeah, just a bit off. I mean, it happens to everyone, even the best in the world. And when you're up 14-2, I've seen things crazier happen, but I think she feels pretty confident right now.
Great shot from Longoria, running up and taking that ball early. Difficult to execute.
Very difficult, but important because your opponent is sprinting to get back up into center court, and if you take it early, there's no way that they can turn back around and chase the ball down.
I like this from Mejia, just slowing things down, trying to change the momentum a little bit. And a skip ball twice in the last minute from Longoria.
Just a little
Mejia.
off. She's kind of punched it. It was about waist high and change of pace.
So last time we saw a lob serve for Mejia. Didn't work. She's going back to the drive.
Yeah, there again, it's just having trouble finding anything that works. I mean, maybe go for a couple cracks here and there. You know, I can't say that because I'm not the one out there coaching her. But maybe, hopefully, her coach will notice something, help her relax a little bit. And I think the jitters are still there because Longoria is comfortable as all get out there today. No nerves. Well, I say that, and we're talking 3 skips in a row.
It happens, right? As soon as you say it, I promise you the opposite will happen.
Maybe that's why I have early exits in tournaments.
Says Rogers, who found himself in the pro draw after qualifying. Come on now, give yourself some credit.
It was a good tournament. A couple wins at this tournament, and you know it is satisfying, but still, even if I would have lost to Kane or Rocky or Moscoso, any of those guys, it still doesn't feel good, but it's okay. It just motivates you a little bit more.
Well, Mejia needs to find some momentum, even if she doesn't claim this first game. There's soft hands from Mejia. That's better. A little bit of encouragement to herself at the end of that, you heard.
Still a little bit out of position. I'm not sure if she just is feeling the pressure or what, but I don't feel like her feet are. I feel like she's pretty flat-footed out there, and that just, it could be because of the situation. I think maybe gets 1 or 2 more points. We'll see a different step, a little pep in the step there. Oh, great get, yeah.
There's a little bit more emotion from Mejia, and she earns another point. One of the things that, if you watch Mejia a lot, she rarely pinches the ball, rarely splats it. She's a passer. And you can see Longoria tends to stay back against her because the ball comes back to her. The only way Mejia is going to win points is if she hits it that low.
Right.
Because Longoria has great footwork, and she's very quick.
And that can wear you down because you have to tend to hit way more shots than you normally would against someone else on a little roll here. If I'm Longoria, I take a timeout and stop this momentum, get back in the box, and once again, they get two timeouts here. And there you go. Took a timeout right as we said it.
Way to go.
Well, I'm getting lucky.
No, you know racquetball. So we have a timeout on the court, and we talked a little bit about Mejia's record. She's 22-25 on tour, 122 lost 25. That differential is changing over the last 6 months or so. She's winning more than she's losing. Longoria, let's take a look at her record. Wait for it. 446 wins, 31 losses.
Excuse me?
446 wins, 31 losses, a win percent of 93.5%. Staggering number.
There's not many words that can describe how good that is. All I can say is, you know, that it's a tribute to, first off, her hard work. She believes in hard work, having a team. You see any really successful athlete, they've got a team of people around them. They've got psychologists. They've got strength and conditioning coaches. And she's been fortunate enough in her career to be able to afford those things and to, you know, have the longevity that she's had to have. I mean, 431 wins. How many tournaments do you have to win to get 430 wins?
Right.
99.
She's been 17 seasons on tour, and if you didn't know, she has 99 titles. This could be her 100th and her 10th U.S. Open title. Nice storyline there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Virginia Beach, like I said, no one likes losing, but that was like, oh well, I know what's next. I'm going to be in the best shape that I've been in a while. I'm going to be in the most mentally focused that I've been in some time going in there. And it's showing right now, 14-5.
She got that.
Great pickup, yeah. Missed a little bit, and another good pickup. Mejia looks more relaxed out there right now. Oh.
But Longoria, if you don't think she wants this, watch her expression after this shot.
And you called that right there. I think Mejia could have taken that rally with a pinch. Longoria decided to instead.
Longoria can hit anything from everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and she's still working on her game. You talked about the coaching staff. You know, Fran Davis obviously here coaching Longoria. Mejia, I don't know that she has anybody here, and that can be a difference.
Yeah, I'm sure there's friends in the corner that are telling her what to do. There's game one, but friends don't have the knowledge that Fran Davis or, you know, another coach that specifically takes the time just for racquetball.
So it's Longoria who takes game number 1, 15-5. We'll take a break and thank a sponsor. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Mejia, she had some momentum. Let's see if she continues that in game number 2. We'll be right back.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
How did you know? And Megan!
Hey, you're that guy.
The My Pillow guy.
That's right, and I'm here to help you get the best sleep of your lives. Just like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. I had tried every pillow out there and none of them worked. That's why I invented My Pillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck aligned. My Pillow will hold its shape all night long, regardless of your sleep position, for the best sleep of your life. Take advantage of my 2-pack special. Use the promo code and get 2 My Pillows for just $69.98. That's only $34.99 a pillow. Call or go online now. You're sleeping better.
Much better.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
And welcome back, everyone. Tim and Brad talking during the break about Mejia's serve and what she needs to do. This is an all-glass court. It's a different situation. We had that in our first stop of the year in San Luis Potosí. I saw a lot of jam serves trying to get the ball to disappear in the glass. Jam serve, talk us through why that can be an advantage on a court like this. What is it?
Yeah, so a jam serve, the goal of it is to drive it hard into the side wall, either forehand or backhand side, and make it either come right at your opponent or deep enough to where it wraps around and makes them move their feet. And one thing that we've been talking about on here is, especially in this glass, the stands outside of it are dark. The seats almost have a dark tint to them. So as soon as the ball hits that wall, you lose it. And so we think it might be a good thing for Mejia to try a jam serve, just to see if she can get some weak returns out of it and get some setups.
And I think that's the key, right? It's you get a good serve in and evaluate the quality of the return. And if you can get an advantage in that serve, then that's what you're supposed to be doing. So let's see what Mejia does in this situation.
Straight into the right side, though. Came out, still just...
When she's chasing immediately, the return forced her to chase. And here's a great example. And then where's Longoria hitting the ball up in the encroachment line?
Yeah.
And it's too easy for her in that situation.
Well, and it's straight in, and it's not even close to the glass. I mean, it's a good 4 feet off of it, so that's just in her wheelhouse. That's in Longoria's wheelhouse. Great serve.
Longoria hitting the ball very, very solidly in this match.
Crisp, and as you see there, she took one step and just stood right in the middle of the court. That took no energy. Great serve, easy return, kill. It's dialed in. She's got it dialed in. And I don't see her changing that until Mejia gets a strong return. I think she'll just stick with it. Well, I'm wrong.
Finally, Mejia hits a splat and gets the side out. And I think if she does that a little bit more, it's going to cause Longoria to have to move forward a little. Then it opens up the passes and the wide angles.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and Longoria is able just to sit back and wait for that ball to come to her. And Oh, great pass. That's just an incredible shot. I mean, nothing you can do about it.
Well, I know, we talked about Longoria's injury, and she said in one of her interviews after the match that it's a real concern for her, and she's going to be meeting with doctors after this tournament to discuss the potential for, wow, that perfect serve. Just look at how it just dies in the corner.
Just keep doing it.
Perfect angle.
Sometimes your arm gets in a certain slot, and if you fill it one time, you can just continue to do that over and over. It doesn't matter if your opponent knows where you're going.
Mejia will ask for a short serve. No, she won't. This is where Longoria might ask for a short serve.
And there it is.
There it is.
Yep.
That's coaching. The coach got her to appeal. Oh, look at that. She won it. The value of a coach, though, watching and saying, hey, you should appeal that.
Absolutely. And that can kill momentum. Mejia thought, all right, here we go. It's my turn to serve. And now her focus has to turn back to, I just need to try and get back in the service box. But a change up a serve. She had first serve, went to the lob.
And you saw, Mejia having to scramble out the way to the right side, opened up the left, Longoria put it down. And she's just continuing the momentum and just playing textbook racquetball in this match. As you said, she is dialed in, she is focused.
Back to the drive serve. And that was my fault on the last one. I thought, why is she hitting a lob nick when she's, well, it was a short serve, a pill one, so it was second serve.
Correct. Both of these players began their professional careers 14-year-olds. Crazy. Thanks to Todd Boss and Pro Racquetball Stats for all these statistics. We appreciate his support of the LPRT. I mean, it's like a puppet master manipulating the opponent around the court. You could see how much court Mejia had to cover, and she's frustrated, and you could understand why. I think we all would be.
And absolutely, and Longoria can feel it. She can feel the championship coming, and sometimes people might say, should she save her energy and not try and hit these perfect drive serves and continue to kill the ball like she's doing? Good job there by Mejia getting back in, but Longoria has one goal, one mission. That's to win the U.S. Open. So if she's got to swing until her arm falls off, that's just what she's going to do.
Well, and sometimes playing hard is actually conserving energy because you're on the court less.
It's very good.
You're not messing around, spending time having side outs and long rallies. You're getting in and taking care of business.
Saving the legs.
And it's what she does. Little bit of luck as that ball slides down the right side. You can see it. Didn't look like it was going to, yeah.
But we all like that.
She'll take it.
That's the most deceptive shot you can have, is a miss hit.
I know that very well.
I don't apologize when I hit. Great coverage. Great court coverage
good
by
effort.
Longoria.
Good effort for Mejia. She's covering so much court, but it's in vain. You just take a look at just a few rallies at where Longoria stands, and then watch her footwork as she kind of manipulates herself to get into the position to hit the shot she wants.
And no diving. No, she does it without diving, which is just incredible.
Look at, so easy. I think we'll have an appeal. So a screen serve was not called. Mejia appealed it. Both line judges overturned the official, so it will be a second serve. Not that time. Good shot, Mejia.
I've seen that twice. Above the shoulder, pinch into the left-hand side, so Longoria might want to think about a different second serve. But just another missed serve by Mejia. Tried to tried to hit a drive Z serve to the forehand and popped out. Longoria was able to just easy cross court. If you miss a Z serve, you're going to be out of position. And Mejia's still just having all kinds of trouble finding a serve to do.
I agree with you completely. And that's just, it makes such a difference when you don't have a good serve. You can't rely. We saw earlier Vargas against Salas. Vargas dialed in her drive serve in that tiebreaker and just took Salas apart with that drive serve. And that's the difference, I think, here in a lot of the rallies is just Longoria is hitting a good drive serve, and it's creating opportunities. Finally, another pinch and another winner for Mejia.
Yeah, she's went away from the wide angle passes, so someone has obviously told her. As we talked about, we don't know if she's being coached out there, but someone has told her to go to the pinch because Longoria is hanging in the back of the court.
But Longoria says, you know what, I can hit those kind of winners from deep in the court.
Yeah.
You can see that splat winner hitting the side wall, front wall, dying in the front court.
And another, if Longoria's went to the ceiling, she's got a setup if her ceiling ball's been good enough because Mejia's missed ceiling ball after ceiling ball.
That
tough
time
shot.
Was, you saw, she slid one to the right and Mejia just got it back. She was looking left. She did enough to get it back. Longoria made the mistake. Mejia needs a drive serve. That's better.
Better angle on it. Cut it. Oh,
beautiful shot from Mejia, showing composure. A lot of people would just hit that as hard as they could.
Yeah, those were those hands you're talking about. Some people have them, some don't, and very, very good, smart shot. She's cutting that serve differently than how she was hitting it before. It was flatter earlier, now she's cutting it and it's going into the corner.
And another good serve, loose return, and another pinch winner. 3 serving 5. See if she stays on this right side. No.
Got her guessing, but she missed the serve. The old splat pass.
Great pickup. And again. On her knees, Mejia. Oh my goodness, what a rally.
So we had a splat pass, and we had a front wall, back wall winner.
Well, let me introduce you to the splat pass, the splash.
Okay.
Is what we've been calling it, the splash. It's not supposed to work, but sometimes it does because it goes wrong and ends up right. Interesting rally. Mejia wins it, 4 serving 5. She's in this second game.
Taking her time in between serves here. That was a very, very tough rally. She dove 3 or 4 times, got her breath, goes back to the left side.
But she earned the rally, and I think that was crucial mentally. Keep working, you can still win points.
Yeah.
If she loses that rally, why am I diving? Why am I putting all this effort in?
And Longoria would quick serve her.
Wow. Nice winner from Longoria.
Shoulder looked very healthy there to be able to take that from head high.
Yeah, the question mark for me is her backhand, not her forehand. She seems to be a little bit more hesitant on her backhand and is not able to produce the power that she traditionally, I think she can. Great serve, Longoria. Oh, Mejia was there.
Yeah.
She guessed right. It was just too good from Longoria.
Low, hard, and wide. I mean, there's just nothing that you can do about it. But another great ceiling ball by Longoria, and Mejia sailed one again. So that's 3 at least this match that Longoria set up winners with good ceiling balls.
Well, I don't know if you noticed at the end of that replay, Longoria touching her head, saying, yep, I've got to play smart.
We'll see a look to the coach here. Yep. Someone told her that it was short. Went away from the lob nick.
Down the line went Longoria. Mejia was waiting for it. Put it back down the line just a little lower.
Yeah, her feet are moving a little bit better this game. She feels more confident. 6-4 is nothing. I think if we see a lead here, we'll feel a big momentum shift. There's that cut serve.
And another point, 5 serving 6.
3 out of 3 on that cut serve to the right-hand corner. And she missed that one, but it's a change of pace. The ball's spinning differently. It's getting into the glass. It's not coming right at her. There's a jam.
Oh my goodness, what a shot, Mejia.
Confident.
There's those hands. Look at this, just a flick of the wrist. Most people, what do? Ceiling ball.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a timeout taken by Longoria. A good timeout. We're going to take a timeout. It's been a long second game, and it's getting very interesting. We'll be right back in just a minute. We're back, everybody. Welcome if you're just joining us. Longoria won the first fairly comprehensively, but was up in the second, and Mejia's tied it at 6-6. Timeout on the court taken by Longoria. This is the second semifinal. The winner of the first final was Vargas in a tiebreaker over Salas. She's waiting to see who she'll be playing tomorrow.
There's the cut serve again, and Longoria's coach said, stop trying to pinch it, just cross court it, get back into the rally.
And a value of a timeout. It works so often for these players, just regrouping. Okay, what do I need to do here? Longoria won the rally. Let's see if she can get a point. Looks like a Z coming up to the left side.
Yeah, she's had some success getting weak returns.
And earns the point. 3-shot rally. Chances are she'll stick at that serve.
I think so. Maybe hit one more, and if it's successful, slip one over to the right side. Caught the corner, but a tough shot. That's a lot. That takes a lot of strength, balance, and perfect execution to make that work.
And footwork. You saw she takes such small steps, but very quickly. And it allows her to move into position to hit what she needs to, but 2 3-shot rallies in a row. Make that 3. So 4 rallies won since that timeout.
You know, I've noticed something here at this tournament that's been consistent for the men and women. It's those shoes that Powell is wearing. I don't know if maybe that's something to do with the footwork. Maybe I need to get a pair and I can play like them.
Get yourself sponsored by Nike, Brad. We'll see what happens. That's a crisp shot from Mejia deep in the back left corner. That's what she's so good at, passing cross courts down the line.
She's been burying the ball with her backhand about shoulder high. So if I'm Longoria, I really focus on getting the ball to the right hand corner and making her maybe try and win with a forehand because the backhand's on right now.
That's tough. Right into that bottom right corner by Longoria. Stepping up confidently to hit that ball. It's a confident shot when you're taking it on the rise.
Yeah. That was the first time we saw that serve, and I'd say probably the last.
I agree.
Sticking with the Z serve, getting another setup, but being smart.
And a skip ball from Mejia, and another point from Longoria. Man, she took a timeout. She got the serve back, and she's on a roll now. 4 points in a row for Longoria.
I think the key in that timeout was you don't have to roll everything out. Just take control of the point. And there's another front to back wall pass.
Oh my goodness. She made it. She's smiling about it. I don't think she knew what was.
Yeah.
What she was just getting the ball, a racket on the ball, and good things happened.
You know, I think Longoria may have been more surprised than Mejia that she actually hit that shot. So sometimes that's how you win, is you're both surprised.
But she seems to have found this serve, and it's very effective right now. And as you talked about, sliding one into the right side.
That was a good return, though. Right back at her, sometimes good. Controlling center.
And you can see that Mejia is very frustrated. She went straight down the middle. Slaps her thigh in frustration. Just like that, 6 points. It was 6-6. We were talking about how close this was, and now Longoria is 3 points away from a place in the finals.
After one timeout. 6 points. There it was again, but the good thing about Longoria here, she's confident in this Z serve. She can hit it for a second serve. Changed it up.
A little lucky. That bounce was awkward.
Well, that was another pinch that turned out into be a pass. And so when your feet are pointing one way and the ball goes the other, you're going to win that point most of the time.
Mejia had the opportunity, trapped Longoria on the left side, hit it too high.
Yeah, just that you feel the momentum being on Longoria's side. Mejia feels, you can just see it out there. But, you know, if she gets back in the box, I would take a timeout.
Oh, my goodness. A little bit of luck for Longoria as it just rolls off the sidewall.
Yeah, that's about worst case scenario for Mejia right there.
And I would argue, Brad, take a timeout when you need it. Don't just wait till you're in the service box, because you may not get back in the way it's going.
It's a good time for one. Another setup.
Great pickup from Mejia. Just pushing the ball back, and Longoria is just too good, and it brings up match point number 1. Don't forget, should Longoria close this out, we'll have an interview with her right after this match, so don't go anywhere. We'll see if she can close it out at the first opportunity.
And I think she's just going to go for the Z serve and get her another setup and take it home.
Great serve. Oh, what a way to win it, Longoria. Taking it early, difficult to execute. You can't do it better than that.
First time all day that she's went up and cut that off and rolls it out. So great match, just consistent, and that's why she's the champion she is.
Well, congratulations to her. We'll take a short commercial break as we get Longoria back into the studio so that we can have a conversation with her. My thanks, Bradley Rogers, for joining me on this stream. We will be back in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere.
I'm Holly Scott, I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been playing racquetball for about 15 years. My dad started because I didn't like the daycare at the gym, so I was very bored and I needed to go play racquetball. It's my calling. I love the LPRT. I get to travel, meet new people, work on my Spanish, and it's just a great experience, and everyone should experience it. Reaching your dream foundation is really important to me because it helps me travel, to get experience, to do better in racquetball and in life. They teach you to do things professionally, on and off the court. My goal is to be #1. Obviously, same with everybody. It's difficult, but with their help, I can work for it every single tournament and get better. Donations are greatly appreciated, no matter how big or small. It helps players like me reach our dream.
And welcome back, everybody. You can see Longoria just down at the bottom right of your screen. She is being hounded by everybody who wants to talk and congratulate her. So we're getting her back in the booth. And this, of course, is her opportunity for a 10th U.S. Open Championship, a 100th title. That's a special achievement. So while she gets ready, Brad, your final thoughts on this. It's going to be an interesting match tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that Vargas, being the athlete that she is, she has a lot of experience playing Longoria. So I think that no matter what, it's going to be incredibly exciting. You're going to see a whole lot of athleticism out there, someone that's not intimidated by Longoria. But as I mentioned before during this game, Longoria was upset by her at this last tournament. So when that happens, there's a little extra motivation. And when you've won 10 of these in a row and 99 pro stops, I think we're going to see a different determination than we've seen in some time.
Okay, in 5 seconds. All right, 4, 3, 2.
Paolo Longoria, congratulations on another trip to the finals here at the U.S. Open. Monte Mejia, I mean, obviously a young, talented, up-and-coming player. Great match.
Thank you, TJ. I feel very happy to be here playing this U.S. Open. Of course, I want to be on the final. I worked really hard. It's been a really intense week for me, going through a injury really, really bad on the shoulder. Try to control the pain, to warm up very well. And, of course, I want to give the credit to Monte Mejia because she's such a great player. She's on the team. She's actually the national championship from Mexico, and we won together a gold medal at the Pan American Games. She's pushing the level really, really tough on the tour, and that makes me to keep working really hard.
So thank you again for being such a role model for these young players out there. If you had some advice to give to some junior players wanting to compete at this level, what would you tell them?
I think the first key that I want to say to the younger players is to find your passion. I find my passion, which is playing racquetball. I love this sport. I've been practicing a lot of different sports, but racquetball is my whole life. So this sport makes me to work harder, to keep training really hard, to watch all the competition that I have on the tour. Every time I go to the court, I want to enjoy the game, want to play smart, want to play aggressive, but I just want to have fun there. So that's the really big advice. And of course, discipline makes everything in life. It's been 10 years on the top of the ranking, and I remember the first year that I get there, and I know if I wasn't able to get it to the next year, but I push, I train hard, I have my whole team, Fran Davis, Nelson, my sports psychologist, Magali, my nutrition, Armando, my therapist, Edson, my other coach. So everybody's a whole team that we've been 10 years together in this amazing career, and of course I won my 100th title.
Well, thank you again for taking some time for us and being such a great role model for the sport. So good luck to you in the final, and you also have the pro doubles final coming up at 4 p.m. today. Okay.
Sure. I want to thank everybody that is watching us on the LPRT network, all my fans, all the people that are always cheering for me. I really appreciate it. You know, I always enter to the court and give my best, and I'm very happy. And thank God to give me the possibility to be here again, and of course doing what I love, racquetball.
Good luck. All right.
Well, you heard it there from Paola Longoria. Discipline is important in being successful, and we'll see whether her training takes her through the doubles final coming up this evening. That will be a really, really good one. It's going to be Longoria Salas against Mejia Herrera. Mejia Herrera won the last time these two played in a very nail-biting tiebreaker back in August. But coming up next on this court, men's IRT semifinals, Kane Wazelenchuk, Alejandro Landa. That will be on their channel, IRT Network, Facebook, YouTube, website, and then we'll be back for the doubles final. But on behalf of myself, Tim Baghurst, of course, Bradley Rogers, Jay Josie, all of us who put on this show, thanks so much for watching.